Thank you so much for tuning in. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. And may his strength continue to be realized and manifested in your life. My name is Reverend Ruth Kayo, and this is the Virtuous Woman Show. This is another wonderful episode of the Virtuous Woman Show that is going to bless you. October happens to be the month of breast cancer awareness, and an annual campaign to increase awareness in this disease is normally and usually being hyped and heightened during the month of October. You know, in 2020, there were 2.3 women diagnosed with breast cancer and 685,000 deaths globally. As of the end of 2020, there were 7.8 million women alive who were diagnosed with breast cancer. The reason of giving you these statistics is not to scare you, but to show you that there is an enemy within us. And the enemy cannot go beyond the power that Jesus gave us at the cross when he died. And when he said, "It is finished," he meant exactly what he meant. And therefore today, we have a wonderful guest all the way from Kakamega. Her name is Asnet Muyela. She's going to share with us her story of how the Lord healed her of breast cancer. Kindly tag your friends, call your relatives, call your sisters and cousins. Please let them hear this story. And out of this story, may faith rise up for you to know that there is a God in heaven. Karibu to the show, Asnet.
Thank you so much, Mom.
God bless you so much for coming.
Amen.
And one thing I want to say, thank you so much for being vulnerable to and agreeing to share your story with a woman at home who will be built and they'll know and they'll come to a place of saying, "Ata mimi nitaweza."
Amen.
Kama Asnet alitoboa, ata mimi nitaweza.
Amen.
And you look very lovely.
Thank you.
And blessed.
Amen.
Karibu sana, Asnet.
Asante.
Now, Asnet, when did you realize that you had breast cancer?
Well, I realized that I had breast cancer. That was in end of February. We had just finished our prayer and fasting.
February of
2020.
Okay.
That is last year.
Okay.
We had just finished a session of prayer and fasting starting the year of January, the 21 days in our church.
Okay.
And I had been involved so well. And that end of February, I realized that I had some discharge on my night dress. So I just woke up one morning and I had some discharge from my left breast, from the nipple. And when I tried to examine myself, I realized that I had a lump that had multiplied itself because I could feel there were 3.
Okay.
So I took an initiative of going to seek a doctor, and when I was tested, they did an FNA test first, and then I decided to seek for option B. I did a biopsy, and the results came that the lumps were cancerous, and the doctor told me that it was cancer stage 3. That is when I had to start the journey of treatment.
Okay. Before we come to that, Asnet,
yes,
you woke up just one morning and there was discharge on your night dress.
Yes.
You didn't have any sign prior to the discharge. There was nothing.
There were, initially I had felt that I had a lump on my left breast, but because it wasn't paining, it did not raise an alarm to me that I need to seek a doctor and find out what is this. So that's why I ignored and said, I'm okay. Until when I realized that the discharge now started coming out, and from now, if I could touch it, I could feel that pain. If you touch it, you feel now the pain, and the discharge was coming out even during the day, not only at night, even when I'm just on my daily duties. When you come back at home, you check your bra, it has the discharge.
How did that make you feel, Asnet?
It really made me, I was afraid because I was like, now what is this? It has never happened to me. What is happening to me?
Okay.
So it made me become afraid.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Now, at what point, how did you go to the doctor, you said? How was the journey? How was it with the doctor's report?
Okay, I went to the first doctor. He did an FNA test where they just take some fluid from the lab, take it to the lab and see what is happening. And the doctor said that it was a fibrocytic disease that is common to women, and that I just had to do an operation, remove the lumps, then I'll be okay. But because I decided now to seek option B from another doctor. When I went to see the doctor, he said that I do an FNA. An FNA is where they remove a tissue, not just the fluid. They take a tissue from the swollen lumps and they take it to the lab. Yeah, so that is what I did. And when the results were out, it showed that the lumps were cancerous.
How did you receive the news? How was even the news broken to you?
It was terrifying. It broke me. It broke me down. I felt like it was the end of me. Like my life now had come to an end, because normally when people hear about cancer, it is like you're going to die.
It's like a death sentence.
Yes, a death sentence. So I was like, Asnet, now this is the end of you. Yes.
Were you alone in the doctor's office? How was it when you were given the results by the doctor?
Well, I wasn't alone. I remember I went to my sister Molex. She's a friend, a sister to me who walked with me, has really walked with me in this journey. So we went with her to receive the results. And when the doctor came, before even I got into the room, she's the one who got inside first, and they had a conversation with the doctor. Then when I came in, the doctor was like, Asnet, I'm sorry, but the results are not good. And I was like, what is it? And he just said that, Asnet, you have cancer. The results shows that the lumps are cancerous, and I'm sorry for that. So I broke down, but I thank God for my sister, because she was there to comfort me and wipe my tears and cry with me, because it was a moment of, it is good again to cry. You cry out, and it is a process of healing. Yeah, so that is how it was, but I thank God.
How did you handle the trauma now after the doctor has given you the results, has told you the results, now going home forward after you leave the office and you are alone at home? How was it like?
I remember I went home, I cried, I had a headache, I cried, and still I was with Molex, my sister. She was with me in the house. She came to where I used to stay, and I was lying on that bed. I cried my pillow, I wetted my pillow, I cried and asked God questions. I was just questioning God, and He wasn't answering. You know how you're asking someone a question, why did you allow this? Why? What have I done? But there's no answer that you are receiving. At the moment, at a point, I realized He is unquestionable. You will ask, but He will answer you, but in His own time. But again, you can't question God over some issues. You just take how it is, and you involve God to fight for your victory. So that is, of course, it was a sad moment. It was I was affected physically, emotionally, but at the end of the day, I decided to leave everything to God.
Wow, you know, I can imagine getting into the doctor's office and coming out with such negative results that you were not expecting. More so that you say you were in a season of prayer and fasting. And during that time, your faith is really heightened. It's at its peak. And therefore, when these things happen, sometimes they leave us off balance. But God is faithful in all times and in all seasons. How were you able to break the news to your parents, or how did you do that?
I had no strength even to text or call even my guardian, my grandmother, to tell her that this is what has happened to me, or this is what the doctor said. I remember even my phone, I decided to switch it off because I did not want to receive any call. So what happened that I told Molex, just call my aunt. There's an aunt of mine who has really worked with me. I told her, call my aunt and tell her what the doctor has said. To call my pastor, tell him what the doctor has said. So she was the one who was making the communication on my behalf. I couldn't make any call. I couldn't tell anybody that. Where would I have gotten the strength from? Mine was just to cry and lament and ask God, why have you allowed this to happen? Yes.
Did you come to a place whereby you felt like you needed to, you were hopeless? Okay, I know you've said that, but are there some, is there a point in your life that you felt like you wanted even to take your life?
Yes, I remember that time, after that day, the next day we went with my sister Molex to her house, and I woke up at, it was at 2 a.m. In fact, she never knew that I'd woken up because we had slept with her. And I went to her sitting room and I sat down, and I was like, God, no, I better die before even the time, before I go through all this pain and this whatever, this season. It's better I just take my life now. So I decided I wanted to just leave and go. I don't know where there was the voice, that is the evil voice was just telling me, Asnet, go to Budalangi, and just go to Budalangi. You can imagine what after getting to Budalangi, what next? Maybe I could drown myself into a river. So I wanted to wait at 4. When now at least it's a bit morning, I leave, go to my house, I had a bag, take my bag, then I had some 2,000 shillings. I just take the bag and my 2,000 shillings, I bought a vehicle and head to Budalangi. I don't know where I was going, but that was a suicidal spirit that was speaking, because where was I going? Then all of a sudden, God just caused my sister to wake up, and she was like, Asnet is not away. She came to the sitting room and she got me there. I was crying, and she told me, Asnet, no, you don't have to be like this. It is not the end of life. And she encouraged me. Then, I said, I can fight this.
Wow, the devil is a liar, and he is the father of all lies. We are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we are going to hear how Asnet went through the journey of illness. May God bless you even as you track with us. Call a friend. Let them know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and they need to hear these wonderful testimonies of people that have overcome the breast cancer. Keep tracking with us. We'll be back after this.